Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Painted Rose Gaming News, or PRGN. I am your host and informant, Habtom. This episode, we're looking into what the new gen consoles have been up to, what some of the older consoles have been doing, and a brief look into what could be the next big game to look out for. With that out of the way, let's just hop right in. Looking at the PS5, it has been almost impossible to secure one unless you were one of the lucky ones who pre-ordered it right when it came out. Even now, it's been almost impossible to get one due to scalpers and bots buying it in mass quantities. It's just been difficult with different websites putting up random times when they'll have stock, but that information is proving to be very inaccurate. So if you're still struggling, don't worry. So are we, and I guarantee so is the world. But when we just look at the PS5, it is definitely a very nice, sleek look to it. It comes in a very nice white with some black to it with the blue lights. It's just all around, I think they made a very different style to the PS4, and it came out looking really good. There's a website by the name of Super that has just released an all-black PS5. And if you take a look at it, that looks really good. The black PS5 definitely has a very nostalgic look to it, reminding us of the PS2. Now, unfortunately, you cannot get your hopes up because this was not a Sony-approved project. The official Twitter page at Super Official has been deleted, and all orders of the black PS5 have been canceled. Some people have reported receiving their refund backs via PayPal from the company. Others have yet to receive any information about what's going on with their order. Before Super had deleted their Twitter page, the team made a quick statement saying, "Last night, our team began receiving credible threats to their safety. We take these threats seriously. We aren't willing to risk the safety and well-being of our team or the potential impact that this could bring on your order." Now, it is still unclear if these threats were from customers who had failed to order in time during their hectic release, or if it was Sony stepping in with legal action. This is not the first time recently that Sony has shut down a third-party company for selling modded up PS5s. They recently shut down a company that was selling custom faceplates to put over your PS5. And personally, I don't have an issue with Sony shutting down these third-party companies. My bigger issue is there's obviously a market for people who want to design their consoles in fun ways. Some of these faceplates I was able to get a look at before they shut them down look very nice. They were just a cover to put over the PS5, but you could have it designed with anime, movies, video games, whatever you wanted, and it had a certain style to it. I don't know why Sony hasn't set up a market for this. Obviously, people are willing to buy it. I would be fine buying it from the actual company. But until then, you're just going to have to buy the PS5 as is. So hopefully they'll understand that they can start working on this. Or maybe they have and they're just waiting to drop it in a couple weeks or months. Who knows? We'll just have to keep an eye out. All right. Moving right along, we have the Xbox. And unfortunately, the Xbox numbers are finally starting to come in, and it is looking that the PS5 is the stronger console. It is beginning to win this console war. But honestly, I don't think this is a huge issue. The Xbox has been doing very well for itself. The consoles hasn't been showing any issues. It's still difficult to get an Xbox, but not as difficult to get as a PS5. So they're definitely working a lot more and having a smoother system in bringing out their stock when they actually have it. But recently, Microsoft seems to be feeling a little self-conscious. With the new console, people have been receiving surveys from Microsoft just asking simple questions as, do you feel that this is a good entertainment system? Is it a high-quality console? And does it feel like next gen? These are all fair questions. You want to make sure that your product is hitting the mark. But if you keep moving along the survey, you will see that it asks a very specific question. I am aware of features on PlayStation controllers that I wish were on the controller that came with this console. Xbox. Aw. Have enough people brought up how the PS5 controls have adaptive triggers that can change in resistance depending on what's happening, like when you fire a gun. It also has haptic feedback, which can create far more subtle and immersive levels of vibration to mimic different sensations. Yeah, enough people have brought it up. But that's fine. Don't be surprised if down the road Xbox borrows some of these ideas, like when they added a share button or headphone jack after the release of the PS4, which had such well received feedback on that. So I'm very interested to see how Xbox takes this information and puts it into their product. And don't you worry, Nintendo. I see you. I see you talking about this Switch Pro. In a recent interview, the head of Nintendo stated that the Switch is still halfway through its life cycle, and they're in no rush to end that. If they were to release a Pro version, it would be more of a higher end version of the Switch. Still, this is a rumor, and there is no guarantee that a Switch Pro would be coming out anytime soon. Personally, I think that the Switch Pro would give Sony and Microsoft a run for their money. The Switch initially came out in 2017 and has not been slowing down at all. A higher end version of this would just continue with that hype. People have been speculating if the Switch Pro would feature 4K graphics or would come with its own detachable screen. Still, this is all speculation. Everyone's just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, and Nintendo's just moving at their own pace, and I personally feel like that's the right move. They're still doing well. They're in no rush, so let's see what they can come out with. Shifting gears real quick, just receiving word that a new Star Wars game is in the works, and you can rest easy, it's not being made by EA. Instead, it is being worked on by Ubisoft's Massive Entertainment. These are the people who made The Division, that third-person shooter that had such a detailed map, people knew exactly where they were if they had been in New York. With that, we might be getting an open-world Star Wars game. That sounds pretty cool. And nothing against EA, but it did take them a couple of years to get the Star Wars games right. And I just feel if we get an open world RPG that revolves around the whole Star Wars universe, that would be amazing. We still have no info on what the game is or when it's set to launch, so let's keep an eye out for that. And a quick side note for you, Lucasfilm Games, the company that brought us all the Star Wars games when we were growing up, has officially come back and states that it has begun a new era. You can follow them on Twitter to see what they will be up to at Lucasfilm Games. So fingers crossed they come out swinging with a hot new game. Maybe something with Indiana Jones? I don't know. Let's see. Alright, that's all the news I have for you. What do you think about the new gen consoles and how they're doing? Are you excited about the new Star Wars game coming out? If you want me to report anything or you felt that I missed something, be sure to leave a comment down below. But have a great day, and I'll see you next week.